You've felt it, haven't you? That subtle, almost indescribable shift in your energy. Like something within you is waking up, pulling you toward a version of yourself that feels more powerful, more aligned, and more at peace than you've ever known. This isn't your imagination. You are ascending, and if you're here, watching this, it's because you've been searching for confirmation. Let me tell you, the signs are all around you. They've been there for a while, whispering to you through your thoughts, your emotions, and even your circumstances. The universe has been working overtime to show you that you're no longer the person you used to be. But are you paying attention? Are you truly seeing the signs of your ascension, or are you letting doubt cloud your vision? Let's begin with the first and most undeniable sign: the feeling that you no longer belong in the life you once lived. This isn't about dissatisfaction or boredom, it's deeper than that. It feels as though the world around you is no longer in sync with who you are becoming. The conversations you used to enjoy now feel shallow. The people you once called friends might seem distant, as if they no longer understand you, or perhaps you no longer understand them. Even your environment might feel foreign, like a place you're visiting rather than where you're meant to be. This is not a coincidence. It's a sign that your frequency is shifting, that your energy is vibrating at a higher level. You're outgrowing the spaces that can no longer hold the fullness of who you're becoming. But here's the thing: this feeling of disconnection can be unsettling. It can make you question yourself. You might wonder, why do I feel so alone? Why does it seem like no one understands me anymore? Let me ask you something. What if this isolation wasn't a punishment, but a preparation? What if the universe was removing people, places, and situations from your life because they were no longer aligned with the path you're meant to walk? This isn't abandonment, it's ascension. You are being called to step into a higher version of yourself, and not everyone or everything can come with you. A second sign of your ascension is the heightened sensitivity you've been experiencing. You've likely noticed that your emotions feel more intense than ever before. Maybe you're crying at things that wouldn't have fazed you in the past, or you're feeling overwhelming joy in moments that seem ordinary. Even your physical senses might feel sharper. You might notice the colors of the sky are more vibrant, the sound of music moves you more deeply, or the texture of the earth beneath your feet feels more alive. This is because your soul is awakening to the interconnectedness of all things. You're beginning to feel the world not just with your mind, but with your spirit. It's as if the walls that once separated you from the universe are dissolving, and you're finally experiencing life in its raw, unfiltered truth. But this sensitivity isn't always easy to handle. You might find yourself overwhelmed by the energy of others, feeling drained in crowded places, or needing more time alone to recharge. This is because your energetic boundaries are shifting. Your aura is expanding, and you're becoming more attuned to the vibrations around you. Let me ask you, how are you protecting your energy during this time? Are you allowing yourself the space to rest, to process, and to heal? Because as a chosen one, your energy is sacred, and it's more important than ever to honor what your spirit needs. Another undeniable sign of your ascension is the way your perspective on life has changed. Things that once felt important, status, material possessions, the opinions of others, now feel insignificant. You're beginning to crave meaning, purpose, and authenticity in everything you do. This isn't a coincidence. Your soul is stepping into its true purpose, and the illusions of the world are falling away. You're beginning to see beyond the surface, to understand that life isn't about what you have, but about who you are. This shift in perspective can be liberating, but it can also be confusing. You might feel like you're losing your old self, like the things that used to define you are slipping through your fingers. And you're not wrong, you are losing your old self. But what you're gaining is far greater the truth of who you've always been beneath the layers of conditioning and fear. Let me ask you one more question before we continue. Are you ready to embrace this transformation, even if it means letting go of what no longer serves you? Because ascension isn't about comfort, it's about growth. And growth requires courage. It requires you to trust that the universe is guiding you, even when you can't see the full picture. The signs are there, and they're calling you to step into your power. Will you answer? Pain has a purpose. I know it might not feel that way when you're in the thick of it, when the weight of old cycles feels unbearable, but there's an undeniable truth to the spiritual journey. Pain is the doorway to transformation. For chosen ones, this is especially true. The challenges you've faced, the betrayals, the heartbreaks, and the moments of feeling utterly lost, they weren't random. They were the fires that forged you, the pressure that turned your soul into something unbreakable. You see, your ascension isn't something that happens in a vacuum. It's born from the ashes of what you've outgrown. And as much as we'd like to avoid it, pain is often the force that pushes us forward when we're too afraid to let go. Think about the cycles you've been trapped in. Maybe it's the same toxic relationships, the same patterns of self-doubt, or the same endless search for validation. These cycles weren't accidents, they were lessons. And every time you stayed in them, you were being given another chance to see the truth that you were made for more. But here's the thing about cycles: they don't break themselves. They repeat until you decide to break them. And that decision, that moment of saying enough is enough, often comes when the pain becomes too great to bear. It's that pain that wakes you up, that forces you to see what you've been tolerating, and that pushes you to finally choose yourself. Let me ask you something. What cycle in your life are you ready to break? What have you been holding on to, even though you know it's no longer serving you? Because your ascension depends on your willingness to release it. You can't rise if you're still clinging to the weight of the past. And yes, letting go is painful. It's messy, it's uncomfortable, but it's also the only way forward. The pain of holding on is far greater than the pain of letting go. And once you make that decision, once you commit to breaking free, the universe rushes in to support you. One of the hardest parts of ascension is realizing that not everyone can come with you. You've probably already noticed it. Those relationships that once felt so fulfilling now feel draining. The people who used to understand you now seem distant, almost like strangers. This isn't a coincidence. As you ascend, your energy shifts. You're no longer vibrating at the same frequency as the people and situations you've outgrown. This isn't about judgment or superiority, it's about alignment. The universe is guiding you toward what matches your new vibration, and sometimes that means leaving behind what no longer does. But let's be honest, letting go of people is one of the most painful parts of this journey. It's hard to walk away from someone you care about, even when you know they're not good for your growth. It's hard to accept that some connections aren't meant to last forever. And it's even harder to trust that the universe has something better in store for you. But here's the truth: the people who are meant to walk this path with you will rise to meet you, and the ones who don't, they were part of your journey, but not your destination. Letting them go isn't a loss, it's a step toward alignment. Let me ask you another question. Are you willing to embrace the pain of letting go if it means stepping into your highest self? Because that's what ascension requires. It's not about avoiding discomfort, it's about moving through it with the faith that something greater is waiting on the other side. Every time you release what no longer serves you, you make space for what's meant for you. And that space is sacred. It's where the magic happens. It's where the universe begins to fill your life with people, opportunities, and experiences that align with your soul's purpose. As you ascend, you'll also notice a shift in your relationship with yourself. The old wounds, the insecurities, and the limiting beliefs that once defined you will start to fall away. This isn't because they magically disappear, it's because you've done the work to confront them. You've faced your shadows, acknowledged your pain, and chosen to heal. And in doing so, you've reclaimed parts of yourself that were lost in those old cycles. This is the gift of ascension. The more you let go of what isn't you, the more you become who you've always been. But here's the thing, healing isn't linear. It's not a straight path from pain to peace. It's a journey of ups and downs, of breakthroughs and setbacks. There will be moments when you feel like you've taken 10 steps forward, only to fall back into an old pattern. And that's okay. Ascension isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about showing up for yourself, even when it's hard. It's about trusting that every step, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to your highest self. Let me leave you with this: the pain of breaking old cycles is temporary, but the freedom it brings is eternal. Every tear you've cried, every moment of doubt, and every ounce of struggle has been worth it. Because you are rising. You are stepping into a version of yourself that is stronger, wiser, and more aligned than ever before. And the universe is celebrating you. Every time you choose to let go of what no longer serves you, you're sending a powerful message to the universe: I am ready. And when you're ready, the universe responds. It clears the path, it opens the doors, and it brings you exactly what you need to continue your journey. The question is, can you trust the process? Can you trust that the pain you've endured wasn't for nothing? Because the signs of your ascension are all around you. The old cycles are breaking, the new path is unfolding, and the universe is guiding you every step of the way. The moment you begin to ascend, something incredible happens inside you. It's not just a shift in your external reality, it's an awakening within. It's as though a deeper part of you, one that's been dormant for years or even lifetimes, is finally coming alive. You start to see the world differently. The mundane begins to feel miraculous. The struggles that once weighed you down no longer hold the same power over you. It's like stepping out of a dense fog and into the clarity of sunlight. But here's the thing about awakening: it's not always as smooth as we imagine. As beautiful as it is, it also comes with challenges. It forces you to confront parts of yourself you've ignored, and it demands that you step fully into your power. The question is, are you ready to embrace this transformation? Because it's not just happening to you, it's happening for you. One of the first signs of your awakening is an undeniable sense of clarity. It's as if the veil that once clouded your perception has been lifted. You start to see the truth behind the illusions you once believed. The lies you told yourself about who you are, what you deserve, and what you're capable of begin to crumble. And while this clarity is liberating, it can also be disorienting. You might find yourself questioning everything: your relationships, your choices, even your identity. This isn't because you're lost, it's because you're finally waking up. You're no longer operating from a place of conditioning and fear. You're beginning to align with your soul, and that alignment will guide you toward your true path. But let me ask you something: how do you handle the discomfort that comes with this clarity? Because awakening often feels like being torn between two worlds. On one hand, you're drawn to step fully into your new reality. On the other, you feel the pull of your old life, the comfort of what's familiar. It's tempting to cling to the past, to hold on to the version of yourself that no longer serves you. But let me tell you this: staying in the old will only delay the blessings waiting for you in the new. You have to be brave enough to let go, even when it hurts, even when it's scary. Because the only way to embrace your new reality is to release everything that no longer aligns with it. Another key part of awakening is learning to trust yourself. For so long, you may have looked outside yourself for answers. You may have sought validation from others, relied on external systems to guide you, or silenced your intuition in favor of logic. But as you awaken, you start to realize that the answers you've been searching for have always been within you. Your intuition becomes louder, your inner voice clearer, and your connection to your higher self stronger. This is one of the greatest gifts of Ascension, the realization that you are your own guide, your own teacher, your own source of truth. But let me ask you this: are you willing to trust your inner voice, even when it contradicts what the world is telling you? Because your awakening isn't about fitting into the expectations of others. It's about stepping into your authenticity, even if it means walking a path that others don't understand. This requires courage. It requires you to believe in yourself, to honor your intuition, and to trust that the universe is guiding you toward what's meant for you. And as you do this, you'll notice something remarkable. The more you trust yourself, the more the universe aligns in your favor. Synchronicities will appear, doors will open, and opportunities will flow to you effortlessly. This isn't luck, it's alignment. It's the universe responding to your awakened state. As you embrace your new reality, you'll also notice a deepening connection to the world around you. You'll begin to feel the interconnectedness of all things, not just intellectually, but spiritually. You'll start to see how every person, every experience, and every moment is part of a larger tapestry. This awareness will transform the way you live. You'll find yourself approaching life with more gratitude, more compassion, and more presence. The small things that once irritated you will fade into the background, and you'll begin to focus on what truly matters. This isn't because life becomes easier, it's because you've become wiser. You've awakened to the truth that your energy is sacred, and you no longer waste it on things that don't align with your purpose. But awakening isn't just about feeling more connected to the universe, it's also about stepping fully into your power. This means taking responsibility for your energy, your choices, and your life. It's about realizing that you are not a victim of circumstances, you are a co-creator of your reality. This is one of the most empowering aspects of Ascension, the understanding that you hold the power to shape your life. And while this power is beautiful, it's also a responsibility. It requires you to be intentional with your thoughts, your words, and your actions. It requires you to show up for yourself, even when it's hard. But as you step into this power, you'll begin to see the world shift around you. You'll attract people, opportunities, and experiences that align with your highest self. This isn't magic, it's the natural result of living in alignment with your truth. Let me leave you with this: your awakening is a gift, but it's also a choice. Every day you have the opportunity to choose alignment over fear, authenticity over illusion, and growth over comfort. And while the path of Ascension isn't always easy, it's always worth it. The universe is guiding you, supporting you, and cheering you on every step of the way. The only question is, will you answer the call? Will you embrace your awakening and step fully into your power? Because the world needs your light. You are a chosen one, and your ascension is not just about you, it's about the impact you're here to make. When a chosen one ascends, it's never an isolated event. Your growth, your awakening, your alignment, it creates a ripple effect that extends far beyond you. It touches people, places, and energies in ways you may never fully comprehend. The process of ascension isn't just about your personal journey, it's about the collective vibration of the world. You've been chosen not just to heal yourself, but to inspire healing in others. Every step you take toward your higher self is a step for humanity as a whole. The light you embody becomes a beacon, silently calling others to awaken to their own truth. This is the power of your ascension. It transforms not only your life, but the lives of everyone who comes into contact with you. You may wonder how this ripple effect works. How could your personal growth influence the world around you? It begins with energy. Everything in the universe is interconnected, tied together by an invisible web of vibrations. When your energy shifts, the web around you shifts as well. Your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, they all carry a frequency. And as you ascend, your frequency rises. You begin to radiate a higher vibration, one of love, compassion, and authenticity. Without even saying a word, you begin to influence the energy of those around you. People will feel it. They may not understand it, but they'll feel it. Your presence alone will inspire others to question, to reflect, and to grow. Let me ask you something. Have you noticed how people respond to you differently now? Perhaps strangers seem drawn to you, or your words carry more weight than they used to. These are not coincidences. As you ascend, your energy becomes magnetic. It's not about power or dominance, it's about alignment. People are naturally drawn to authenticity, and your alignment with your higher self creates a resonance that others can't help but notice. This doesn't mean you need to preach, teach, or convince anyone of anything. Your very existence, your way of being, is enough to spark transformation in others. By living your truth, you give others permission to live theirs. But the ripple effect goes deeper than just influencing individuals. Your ascension shifts the collective energy of the spaces you inhabit. When you enter a room, your vibration raises the frequency of that space. But when you interact with others, your energy subtly encourages them to align with their higher selves. And when you make choices from a place of love and authenticity, you contribute to the creation of a world that reflects those values. It's like dropping a stone into a still pond. The ripples spread far beyond the point of impact. Your ascension is that stone, and its effects extend far beyond what you can see. This ripple effect also works in ways you might not expect. Sometimes your growth will challenge others. As you step into your power, you may unintentionally trigger those who are not yet ready to face their own shadows. This isn't a bad thing, it's part of the process. Your light will illuminate the darkness in others, forcing them to confront the parts of themselves they've been avoiding. Some people will rise to this challenge, inspired by your example. Others may resist, projecting their fears and insecurities onto you. Understand that this resistance is not a reflection of you, it's a reflection of their own inner battle. Your role is not to fix or force anyone to change. Your role is simply to embody your truth and trust that the ripple effect will work as it's meant to. Let me ask you another question. Are you willing to hold your light, even when it makes others uncomfortable? Because this is one of the responsibilities of a chosen one. Your ascension will not always be easy for those around you, but it will always be necessary. By staying true to yourself, you're planting seeds of transformation in others, even if they don't realize it yet. Some of those seeds will take time to grow. Some may never grow at all. But that's not your concern. Your job is to be the example, to live the truth, and to trust that the universe will take care of the rest. The most beautiful part of the ripple effect is that it's exponential. The people you inspire will go on to inspire others. The light you share will be passed on, creating waves of transformation that extend far beyond your reach. This is the legacy of a chosen one, not fame, not recognition, but impact. Your ascension is not just a gift to yourself, it's a gift to yourself, it's a gift to the world. And as you continue to rise, you'll see the evidence of this ripple effect all around you. Your relationships will deepen, opportunities will flow, and the world will begin to reflect the light you carry within. Let me leave you with this: your ascension is not an end, it's a beginning. It's the start of a journey that will unfold in ways you can't yet imagine. Every choice you make to align with your higher self, every act of love, every moment of authenticity, it all matters. It all contributes to the greater whole. You are not just a drop in the ocean, you are the ocean in a single drop. Your light, your truth, your ascension, it changes everything. So keep rising. The world is better for it.